Good morning, everyone. We are continuing with Merging with Śiva, Chapter 1. How to Realize God from 1984, Lesson 5. We must live in the now to follow the path to enlightenment. In the lower realms of the mind, where time and space seem very real, we are worried about the past or concerned about the future. These two intermingle and limit conscious awareness. Living in the past or the future obstructs us in this way. The past, by reliving old experiences, mainly the negative ones, for they are vividly remembered, clouds our vision of the future. Living in the future overactivates the intellect, the emotions, and the desires. The future is little more than another form of mental fantasy. Past and future are equally unreal and a hindrance to spiritual unfoldment. A person functioning in the now is in control of his own mind. He is naturally happier and more successful. He is performing every task with his fullest attention, and the rewards are to be seen equally in the quality of his work and the radiance of his face. He cannot be bored with anything he does, however simple or mundane. Everything is interesting, challenging, fulfilling. A person living fully in the now is a content person. Commentary, of course, we have the Shum word. BC. 1. Eternity of the moment felt in the middle of 3 days in the past and 3 in the future. 2. BC means I am aware of the unreality of time and the eternity of the moment. 3. Have you noticed that any concern you might carry always bears upon the past or the future? 4. To dissolve any concern, therefore, all one has to do is guide awareness to the present. Sounds pretty simple. 5. Living in the moment in the center of 3 days in the past and 3 days in the future is the spirit of BC. 6. Used as a greeting, meaning we meet in the eternity of the moment. And then further commentary. A good practice for strengthening living in the eternity of the moment is to only think about past and future when it relates to accomplishing something positive in the present. In other words, lots of times we think about past and future, nothing productive comes out of it. Try to minimize those unproductive thoughts. Text. To attain even the permission to perform yoga, one must have the grace of Lord Ganesha and the grace of Lord Murugan. Lord Murugan is the god of the Kundalini, of the advanced yogic practices. Unfoldment all happens within the Kundalini and the chakras within our subtle bodies. Once a profound relationship is developed with Lord Murugan, then with the Guru's permission and guidance, true yoga may commence. Otherwise, no matter how long one sits in meditation, no matter how hard one tries, it is just sitting, it is just trying. There is no fire there, no Shakti, no power, no change. It is the gods who control the fire and at this stage help the devotee immensely, bringing him closer and closer to the supreme God, Shiva. Quite often the yogi in his deep internalized state may see and vision the feeder form of God Shiva before he blends into the mind of God Shiva, called Satchit Ananda. It is God and gods in form that help us to find the formless God. Commentary. Here Gurudev is explaining one aspect of our philosophy of monistic theism. We need the blessings of Lord Murugan, which is a theistic concept, to be able to experience our oneness with God Shiva, which is a monistic concept. So it's blending theism and monism. Lesson 6, the perspective of the knower. Most people have not realized that they are and were Shiva before they search for Shiva. They are confined to their own individual anava, their personal ego and ignorance. When we realize that we have come from Shiva, the way back to Shiva is clearly defined. That is half the battle. To realize we came from Shiva, live in Shiva and are returning to Shiva. Knowing only this much makes the path clear and impels us to return to Him, to our source, to ourself. We only see opposites when our vision is limited, when we have not experienced totally. There is a point of view which resolves all contradictions and answers all questions. Yet to be experienced is yet to be understood. Once experienced and understood, the quiet comes. The only change that occurs is the awakening of the Saraswara chakra and the perspective that a mind has which has undone itself, transcended itself in formless being and non-being, and then return to the experiences of form. The experiences are still there, but never again are they binding. The fire or life energy which rises in the normal person high enough to merely digest the food eaten, rises to the top of the enlightened man's head, burns through a seal there, and his consciousness has gone with it. He is definitely different from an ordinary person. He died, he was reborn. He is able and capable of knowing many things without having to read books or listen to others speak their knowledge at him. His perceptions are correct, unclouded and clear. His thoughts manifest properly in all planes of consciousness, instinctive, intellectual, and superconscious or spiritual. He lives now fully present in all he does. The internal difference that makes a Soli Jnani is that he knows who he is and who you are. He knows truth and he knows the lie. Another difference is that he knows his way around within the inner workings of the mind. He can travel here and there with his own 747 without extraneous external conveyances. He knows the goings-on in far-off places. He is consciously conscious of his own karma and dharma and that of others. For him there is no apartness due to the attainment within the chakras previously described. His only gift to others, to the world, would be blessings, an outpouring of energy to all beings from the higher planes where he resides. It is the Jnani, the enlightened being, who sees beyond duality and knows the oneness of all. He is the illumined one, filled with light, filled with love. He sees God everywhere in all men. He is the one who simply is and who sees no differences. That is his difference. And commentary, we have a Shum word here that's a bit challenging to pronounce. Che na mi vi y vi na. 1. Actinic energy released after self-realization. 2. After Im Kaif, one enters a state of being, actinic energy, force, flowing through all form. 3. One can flow as life through leaves, trees, and people. 4. One is conscious of this as it happens, seeing and hearing what other forms of life see and hear, and has certain direction over it. So I included that to show how what Gurudeva has in Merging with Śiva, he's also put a lot of it into the Shum language. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.